Hello, I welcome you all to EdCam channel. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss about the next part of structure of atom. Those are Aufbau principle, Hund's rule, Pauli's exclusion principle. We will discuss about some nodes, what are nodes in detail, and we will discuss about electronic configuration. How can you write the electronic configuration of an atom? This picture shows about the Aufbau rule, how we can write the different. So in the slides, we will detail discuss about what is this 1s, 2s, how can you write the Aufbau principle, and using this Aufbau principle, how can you write the electronic configuration. So without a doubt, let's start. Now, Aufbau principle. So let us go through the what is the fundamental concept says about the Aufbau principle. In the ground state, the atomic orbitals are filled in order of increasing energy. That is, in the ground state, the electronic first occupy the lowest energy level. How can you describe the Aufbau principle? See, you can see here one picture is there. As we already know that SPDF are the subshells and we have to represent the subshell according to the energy. The principle says that you write as 2s, 2p, 3s, 3p, 3d according to the energy. How can you write this one? Simply you just write 1s, 2s, after 2s there will be 2p, after 2p there will be 3s, 3p and 3d and so on. Okay, so just like write one half pyramid. You see after that 4s, 4p, 4d and 4f. As we already discussed, the subshells are possible up to f. G's are there, but we don't, that is not in our course. So you just see, so everything you have to write in terms of one pyramid. So this is the half pyramid, okay? Or you can say the right angle triangle. In this way we have to write. Now a question is, how can you write in the increasing order of their energy? Or he's saying about the first occupy the lowest energy level. That means the orbital which has lowest energy, that will be written first, okay? Now you see this picture. When you were done with writing, just cross the 1s, 2s and 2p. So first it will be 1s. So you should write first 1s. After that you should write, see the line, it is going to cross the 2s. So you have to write after 2s. After that you have to write 2p. Next it is crossing 3s. So I'm writing 3s. After the 3s we will write again, it is going to 3p. So 3p and so on, then 4s, then 3d and so on. Okay, so these all are written in increasing order of their energy. Next one, the lower the value of n plus l, lower is the energy. How do you know it's n plus l? So in this case, these orbitals are written in terms of one simple formula, that is n l to the power x. So n is representing the shell number, this one is shell number, or you can say that it is principal quantum number. Principal quantum number. L represent your azimuthal quantum number and X represent your number of electron. Number of electron. Okay. So now you see that if you'll do n plus L rule, so here n is 1, for S L is equal to 0. So I'm writing here n plus L. So what is the value of n plus L here? So 1 plus 0, so that is 1. Now here 2 plus 0, that is 2. Here 2 plus 1, 3. Here 3 plus 0, 3. Now how can you identify which one has higher energy? So if n plus L is same, then you have to go for n. If n is more, then we can say that that has higher energy. So for 2 plus 2 and 3, obviously 3 is more. So 3s will have higher energy than 2p. Next, after 3s, 3p. 3p means 3 plus 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. Again here will be 4. Again you see 4 plus 0. So that will be 4. Again the same concept will apply here. In this case, the n value is more. So 4s will have higher energy than 3p. Okay. So Aufbau rule says that you have to identify, or you have to write the electronic configuration according to this sequence. So you just remember this sequence. It will come as 1s, then 2s, then 2p, then 3s, then 3p, then 4s and 3d. Now there is a small concept. How many maximum electrons are possible in the subshell? So you remember, S subshell maximum electron possible is 2, P subshell maximum electron possible is 6, D subshell maximum electron possible is 10, and F subshell maximum electron possibility is 40. Okay. So next we will discuss about the Hund's rule. So we'll go through the statement first. Hund's rule says about electron filling will not take place in orbitals of same energy until all the available orbitals of a given subshell containing one electron each with a parallel spin. See, what is the meaning? Electron fill will not take place in orbitals, the same energy level or degenerate orbitals levels. Okay, so take the small example like p subshell. So p subshell has how many degenerate orbitals? That is 3. So we can say that if your values are -1, 0 and +1. Okay, so 3 degenerate orbitals. So I am writing 3 degenerate orbitals in terms of boxes. So this is -1, 0 and +1. These are degenerate orbitals having same energy, or you can say that this is px, py and pz. So we have to fill the electrons. So how can you fill the electrons? So we can say that that is plus of or minus of the possibilities of filling that electron. So filling of electron in the boxes can be represented in the half arrow. How it is half arrow? You see, if plus half is there, instead of plus half, you just write this arrow, and minus half will be downward arrow. Okay. So same until orbitals filling same energy until all the available orbitals given subshell containing one electron each will parallel spin. See the meaning, whenever you are filling that electron in these boxes. Okay, so as we know that p subshell, the maximum electron we can fill, that is 6. So we have to fill the electron. So we have to first fill the parallel spin electron like this one, first electron, second electron and third electron. Next we have to fill the anti-parallel of these electrons. Okay, so first we have to do parallel, then after anti-parallel. So this and this. So this is the concept of Hund's rule. So there are so many wrong possibilities are there, like if 3 boxes are there and we are filling the electron, so we can't fill like this. Okay, so this is completely wrong. Or the other possibilities are like, one is up, another is down, another is up. So this is also wrong. So you have to fill this sequence, and that is says the Hund's rule. This rule provides the basis of filling of electrons of degenerate orbitals, as I was talking about the degenerate orbitals having same energy of a subshell. Okay, so next we will discuss about the Pauli's exclusion principle. So talking about the statement says that no two electron in an atom can have the same set of 4 all quantum numbers, that is NLMS. The meaning is, whenever we are filling the electrons in an orbital, so we have to say that the 2 electrons that are filled, they must have different NLMS value. That means this is the possibility of different NLMS value. So the possibilities are, whenever we are filling the electron in a box, so one box represent maximum 2 electrons. Those 2 electron is plus half and minus half. So this up spin, this one is plus half, and this down one is the minus half one. So the incorrect statements are like, you cannot put both the electron up spin, so that is wrong, or both the electron down spin, that is also wrong. So you have to fill the electrons, one is up, represent plus half, another is minus half, that is down spin. So next concept we will discuss about nodes. So what are the nodes? Nodes are the point in the space around a nucleus where probability of finding the electron is 0. That means we talked about there are plenty of space present inside the atom, right, during the Rutherford model. So nodes are nothing but the space where we couldn't find the electron density. So you see this structure of atom is there. Okay, so if this is the nucleus, can you see those white lines? So white lines are representing your nodes. This orange part is representing your electron density. So this white line is nodes. Okay, here you will find out nodes. Here you will see that there is nodes. Okay, so here is the node, and this region there is 0 node. Talking about the types of nodes, there are 2 types of nodes. One is the radial node, another is the angular node. First, radial nodes. So this is the spherical surface where probability of finding electron is 0. So it's talk about the total surface like this. You see, this space is nothing but a total aerial surface, right? Or you can say that this is a spherical surface. The spherical surface is known as radial nodes. How can you find the radial nodes? The number of radial nodes can be calculated as n minus l minus 1. So we'll talk about, we'll go about one example. Okay. So for 1s, what is the value of n? That is 1. L is equal to 0. So if we'll do n minus L minus 1, how much value will get? So that is 1 minus 0 minus 1, that is 0. So in 1s, we won't find any nodes or radial nodes. Talking about 2s. So for 2s, n is equal to 2, s is equal to 0. So n minus L minus 1, the value is n is equal to 2, L is equal to 0, and minus 1. So this is 1. That means in 2s, 1 radial node is present. So you see, for 2s, there is 1 radial nodes. For 3s, we can also samely calculate it. For 3s, n is equal to 3, s, L is equal to 0, 3 minus 0 minus 1. So 3 minus 0 minus 1 is 2. So that means in 3s, we will find 2 radial nodes. So you see, one radial node is this one, another is this one. Okay. So next nodes, we'll talk about the angular nodes. So angular nodes क्या होता है? This is a plane passing through the nucleus where the probability of finding electron is 0. That means जितने भी SPDF है, we have to see. So what is the meaning? This is a plane passing through the nucleus where the probability of finding is 0. See, this is a node is represent. Okay. So this is plus and this is minus. So we can think of the P subshell. So for P subshell, that represent your dumbbell shape. So if you imagine one plane passing through the center. So this is a plane passing through the center. So in the center, the probability of finding electron is 0. So that is angular nodes. So how can you find if the angular nodes are given for any orbital? So L is nothing but your angular orbital. So we can say that for S or so for 2s. So for 2s, what is the value of L? L is equal to 0. So that means 2s has 0 angular nodes. Yes. How can you know? So as we know that 2s is spherical. So can you find out one plane passing through this sphere? This is a complete sphere. Okay. So passing through this complete sphere where you won't find any electron density. It is not possible because everywhere you think of a plane that is passing through this sphere, that is going to give us the electron density, right? So you take any plane, you cross it, you will get electron density. But for P, let's suppose P. So P, if you'll think like this, so if you'll pass a plane, here it is given, okay? So this at the center, the electron density is 0. So for angular node, that is 1. So L for P, L is equal to 1. Okay, let us just try about D. So as we know that D is, what is the shape of D? Double dumbbell. So double dumbbell is, this is the double dumbbell, okay? Now talking about the planes. So imagine a plane which is passing through this line and this line, okay? So how many angular nodes will get? So that is 2. So for D, angular node is 2. Now we'll talk about the electronic configuration. Electronic configuration is the distribution in different subshells and orbital in an atom. We'll write the electronic configuration in the next slide. So we'll talk about two different ways to write the electronic configuration. One is SPDF and another is the orbital form. So now we will talk about the electronic configuration and how we are going to write the electronic configuration of this species. Okay. So beryllium. To write the electronic configuration, you have to know the atomic number. So if you'll remember from atomic number 1 to 30, that will be enough for you for your 11th and 12th. Okay, so beryllium. So what is the Z value for beryllium is 4. As we already discussed the Aufo principle. So Aufo principle says about writing the electronic configuration according to their increase in energy. So as we already know, the lowest energy is 1s. After that 2s. Okay, how many electrons do you have? Total 4 electrons. So s orbital will have 2 and this s will have 2. So I think that is clear. Now this is also can be written as in terms of boxes. For the writing another electronic configuration, what we have to do? For S, it represent one box. So you remember. So for S, it represent one box. For P, it represent three box. D, it represent 5 box. And F, it represent 7 box. Okay. If you'll remember this, it will be easy for you. And you can do this orbitals or in box diagram. Both are correct. In the box diagram, there is a minor difference. I will tell you what is that. So I think beryllium is clear. So in terms of box, how can you write the beryllium? So you just write beryllium. So beryllium can be written as, so one first is 1s. So 1s I'm writing. This is one box. This is another box. So this is 1s, 2. This is 2s2. Now 1s will have this electronic configuration and 2s will have this electronic configuration. Okay, so this 1s is nothing but your helium, right? So we can also write beryllium has this lowest noble gas. So which is the lowest noble gas of beryllium? That is helium. So you can write this electronic configuration also. So there is 2s. This is also correct. So for carbon we'll have Z is equal to 6. So Z is equal to 6, 1s, 2s and 2p. So fill this electron 1s2, 2s2 and 2p2. Total you will do. So that is 6. In terms of box diagram, carbon, the lowest noble gas is the helium gas. After that 2s, after 2p. So 2s will have 2 electron, one is up, another is down, another is the 2p square. 2p square means 2p2. So this is 1 electron, that is another electron. Next one is oxygen. So oxygen is 1s2, 2s2, 2p4 because total is 8 electron, right? So 2 plus 2 plus 4, 8. Oxygen in terms, first is the nearest noble gas, that is helium. After 2s2, so this is 1, 2. Next will be 2p4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And you have to follow the Hund's rule also. Okay, so first you have to fill the parallel, then anti-parallel. So filling 4 electrons, 2 unpaired electron is present. So these 2 electrons are unpaired electrons. Next one we'll do neon, phosphorus, calcium. So neon, what is the atomic number? 10. Phosphorus atomic number 15. Calcium atomic number 20. So write the electronic configuration. Neon is 1s2. 10 electron we have to fill. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. This is how much? 10. So this is the electronic configuration of neon. In terms of box, you can do, that is 1s2, this is 2s and 2p. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 plus 4, 10. For phosphorus, again 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p3. And in terms of box, what is the nearest noble gas? That is neon. So neon electronic configuration, that is 10, neon 10. So this part is done. Na? So after neon, we have to do 3s2. 3s means 1 box, 3p means 3 box. So 2 electrons are there, 1, 2. This is 3s2, this is 3p3. 1, 2 and 3. So these are unpaired electrons, right? So 3 unpaired electrons. Next we'll go calcium. So calcium is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6 and 4s2. So you calculate 6. So that is total 20. So we'll write the box diagram. So what is the nearest noble gas? That is 10. Na? This is your neon electronic configuration. So neon is done. S, you just write 2 electron is 1, 2. P again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4s2 is 1 and 2. Okay, so 10 plus 2, 12 plus 6 plus 2, 20. So next electronic configuration, that is very important. I would say that these two electronic configuration you have to remember, because these are two exceptions. Okay, I will explain to you what is the exception. Chromium. So if you'll see the chromium, what is the atomic number? Chromium, that is 24. So if you'll write the electronic configuration, I'm writing the box one. Okay, so nearest noble gas is the argon. After argon, we'll write this one is 18. 4s2. After 4s, there will be 3d. So 18 plus 2, 20 plus 4. Now a very important concept is coming. So what happens here? See, 4s. So how many electrons in 4s? 2 electrons. And d has. Now we have to fill the electrons. So in the 4s, we have to fill 2 electrons. So 1 electron, 2 electron. In the 3d, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now the exception case is 1 electron from 4s, that is going to, so 1 electron from 4s, that is going to jump to the 3d. So the actual configuration is 3s1, 3d5. So what is the reason for electronic configuration? The reason is half filled orbitals are more stable. More stable. Okay, you just remember, because this is completely half filled, right? 5 electron is there, that means half filled. So that is more stable. So next we will do copper. So atomic number of copper is Z is equal to 29. What is the electronic configuration? Again, nearest noble gas is argon. After argon, 4s2, 3d, 9. Now what is the exception? Now the exception is 4s is 2 electron system, and 3d. 3d means 9 electron we have to draw. So 4s, 2 electron is done. Here 9. 1, 2, 3. So here the concept says that 1 electron from 4s is going to jump to the 3d. So what is the reason here? Now here is fully filled. Fully filled orbital is more stable. So now the take home message is, you just remember the two electronic configuration of chromium and copper. Now exceptional reason for chromium is half filled, exceptional reason for copper is fully filled, and both are more stable. Okay, thank you for watching this video. If you want to connect with me with my social media account, my Instagram and Twitter handle is this. So if you like this video, share with your friends. Please subscribe to EdCamp channel. Thank you all.